From the jump, the defense is already pushing for probation. But hold on, this is no small case. We're talking about aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And as you're about to hear, the judge isn't buying fairy tales today.
Weren't you? You weren't drinking that night? You weren't intoxicated that night? You didn't even wake? Okay. But number next, you threatened to cut somebody with shards of glass. 392. I mean, that's just 43 is called. You are Department Joseph Chason. Yes, sir. Present with your attorney, Mr. Lane, and the state's attorney. Earlier, you pleaded guilty to this indictment in this case, alleging aggravated assault, a second-degree felony. A pre-sentence report has been prepared. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it? And are there any corrections or changes to it?
Defense has, and no correction.
We have, and there are no objections or changes.
It's made a part of the record for all purposes. The defendant just pleaded to paragraph 1, I believe.
That's correct, Judge.
So the agreement here is whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 7 years. So no less than 2, nor more than 7 years. The defendant can also be placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation for up to 10 years. And regular probation, I believe, is not an option under this circumstance, under the allegations.
Listen closely here. The agreement sets a sentencing cap between 2 and 7 years. That means the judge still has full control within that range. Probation is on the table, but given what's coming, it might as well be a long shot.
All right. We're going to start with Mr. Lane. You may go forward, sir.
Your Honor, we're asking the court to defer all proceedings and place Mr. Chason on probation for a term of years, and that he be required to fulfill the conditions of the plan set out in the probation report. It does note that he is a low risk of reoffending. Your Honor, Mr. Chason has been married for 16 years to the victim in this case. They have had altercations in the past. They've led to police being called, charges being dropped on both sides. And it just has turned out to be a toxic relationship. Mr. Chason has, he was actually bonded out by the victim in this case. She was the first one to notify the bail bondsman to try to get him out. He does, with the 2 children, he has to pay child support. He just got a new job as a carpenter, doing some roofing and remodeling. He cash apps child support payments as best he can through his sister, who's very helpful. He does have a relationship with his 2 children. They are legally divorced over in Louisiana. That visitation at this time is supervised. And of course, the court knows if he does violate a condition of probation, if he doesn't go to anger management, he could get 180 days as a condition of probation. He could be sentenced to 20 years in prison. I've submitted to the court 17 support letters from his family, his siblings. All of them have stated that he is charitable, that he is a family man, that he is helpful, most importantly to his mother, whose ailments require daily help from Mr. Chason. He is there. He remodeled their house along with another sibling. The letters also indicate that he's very encouraging to his siblings to stay in school, to stay at their job, fight the good fight, and that he had done what he could to to give to his siblings what he had. He obviously needs to be away from his children's mother. They, as you've seen in the court's experience, they fight and get back together and fight and get back together. And I submit to you that's what happened here. But other than that, there hasn't been aggression with anybody other than his spouse, is my understanding.
Of all people on the planet, to make the exception to that rule, your spouse. So everyone else on the planet you're going to treat well, but it's your spouse that you feel like needs the
And here it is, the judge calls out the heartbreaking irony, treating everyone well except your spouse. This isn't just a slip-up, it's a long, ugly pattern. For viewers at home, would you still believe this guy deserves a second chance?
living hell of a life. I mean, didn't you pay attention to your vows when you were married? Didn't you? Or were you intoxicated during that time like you were at this event?
Whenever we got married, she wasn't on drugs.
Sir, you were intoxicated. Here's what police woke you up and asked what happened. You were considerably intoxicated and you couldn't even respond. How would you even know what was happening? You're catatonic. Weren't you? You weren't drinking that night?
No,
You weren't intoxicated that night?
Drink that beer.
You didn't even wake? Okay. Officers woke you up. What happened? They asked. You appeared to be considerably intoxicated and would not respond. These are police officers who deal with these situations every day. You don't think they can tell somebody's intoxicated or not? Okay, hold on. Let's see. You were on, let's see, probation, violating a protective order in 22. I guess this was involving the same lady. In 04, underage driving under the influence. We started out early, wasn't even an adult, and you were driving intoxicated. Let's see. Aggravated flight from an officer. 1 year hard labor for that in 05. Disturbing the peace by appearing in an intoxicated condition in 16. Pleaded guilty to that. Driving while intoxicated second. That's a disposition unknown. Disturbing the peace by loud and profane language. That was dismissed. Simple assault, dismissed. Disturbing the peace by time. You keep getting arrested for stuff, and really convictions are what's important, but there's so much smoke here, it's got to be fire. You're the one.
This is the moment the judge pulls out the rap sheet, like a scroll from hell. DUIs, domestic violence, intimidation, and remember, a child was present during one of these incidents. So I'll ask you, if this were your neighbor, would you want him back on your street?
This record, how many times have you been arrested? Can you even guess?
No.
Let's see. And the aggravated battery here in 17, domestic violence. Who was the victim in that case? Your wife? Yeah. Yeah. The lady who's so evil, that you're saying is so evil, where you're completely innocent. So you pick up 1 year home incarceration, but that was revoked the following year. Let's see, domestic violence with a dangerous weapon, public intimidation. Wow. What a charge there, huh? In 2019, domestic abuse, battery. with child present. In 21, the judge issued an order prohibiting you from possessing or purchasing a firearm. Well, we can read between the lines what that was all about. So, you're the innocent one. What else?
Your Honor, he's not an evil or mean person that I see. I mean, we see him when they just like to beat on whoever they can, and the weakest ones is correct. He doesn't seem that way to me.
I'd say he has a consistent pattern. You want to, you don't need, you can label that evil or not, but there is no crime for being evil. I wish people weren't, but there are crimes for not following the rules of law, which he has been consistent in doing.
They have taken the steps. They have officially divorced. There is a visitation order in effect in Louisiana, which provides for protection of the victim in this case, and even children, if so. And I believe the restrictions in probation here can also provide her the safety and the community. And I don't believe he'll reoffend, Your Honor. He has a very strong family. They've been in constant contact with me, as has he. He's back to work. I think he can do it.
Told the probation office that he drinks daily, but does not have a problem. During the pre-sentence interview, the defendant did not accept responsibility and denied assaulting the victim. I'm going to remind you here, like all cases that we go over we've done this thousands of times, and you signed a document under oath that states, in light of your statement here, that you're not taking responsibility. And here's my favorite one. If it wasn't for my record, I would have gone to trial. Come on. That's just pathetic. I did not touch her, but yet under oath, you signed a sworn document that I am mentally competent to enter my plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. I've read the indictment. The attorney has explained it to me. I have committed each and every allegation charged. I am guilty of the offense and any lesser included offenses alleged against me. I swear all of this is true. So help me God. What you pleaded guilty to that we went over was that you intentionally and knowingly and recklessly caused bodily injury to Maggie Chasson by the use of a deadly weapon, namely glass, by cutting her. And in the manner of its use and intended use, glass shards are capable of causing serious bodily injury. And that you cut her, a member of your family, with the glass. Signed, your name, I swear to God, all that's true.
Caught in a lie, in black and white. He swore under oath he was guilty, signed it, and now he's trying to backpedal. In court, that's not just bad strategy, it's perjury. And judges don't take kindly to being lied to in their own courtroom.
So, are you lying today, or are you lying when you looked at me in the eye under oath and committed perjury then?
No, sir.
No, sir, what?
No,
Well, but you admitted you did it under oath.
yes, sir.
Is that what you're standing by,
Sir.
sir?
Yes, sir.
Sounded differently a few minutes ago. You weren't guilty of it. Let's stay next.
Judge, I don't feel that probation